In the cold, endless nights of ancient Japan, when the moon hung like a silent witness over the mountains and the wind whispered through bamboo forests, there was a sound every warrior knew by heart, the sharp, chilling song of a katana leaving its scabbard. It was more than metal against metal. It was the awakening of a truth older than any clan, any kingdom, any emperor. A truth that every true warrior eventually realizes. Pain is the gate through which all strength must pass. Before any samurai touched glory, he first touched suffering. Before he mastered the blade, he mastered the fire within. And before he learned how to win battles, he learned how to endure himself. No pain, no growth, no hardship, no sharpening, no struggle, no spirit strong enough to stand against the storms of life. But let us begin with a question that has followed warriors from feudal battlefields to the silent wars inside modern hearts. Why do some people rise through pain while others break beneath it? Imagine a samurai standing alone in the early dawn, frost forming on his armor. His breath is cold, but his resolve burns. He does not ask, "Why is my path so hard?" He asks, "Am I becoming sharper?" This single shift, this quiet, steady acceptance, is what separates the warrior from the ordinary. Life never gifts strength to those who beg for ease. Life reserves its greatest power for those willing to face the blade of discomfort, the weight of uncertainty, the sting of failure, and still take the next step with unshaken discipline. Pain is not the enemy. Pain is the teacher. Pain is the gatekeeper that guards every meaningful transformation. Through centuries of war in the Sengoku era, when villages burned, when clans fell, when brothers turned against brothers, samurai discovered a sacred truth. Pain refines the soul the way fire refines steel. Not through kindness, not through comfort, but through intensity, through pressure, through the moments when you think you can no longer continue, and then you do. And though our world has changed, no more sword duels at dawn, no more warlords dividing the land, our battles never disappeared. They simply moved inward. The modern battlefield is quieter, but more dangerous. Anxiety, uncertainty, loneliness, failure, heartbreak, self-doubt. These are the invisible enemies that strike without warning, that cut deeper than any katana ever could. Yet the lesson remains the same. The warrior who survives is not the one who escapes pain, but the one who learns to walk through it with clarity and composure. So let me pull you closer. Let me speak directly to you, as if we were standing in an ancient dojo, the lamps flickering, the wooden floor cool beneath our feet. If you are listening to this right now, if you are feeling lost, wounded, or exhausted from carrying battles that no one else sees, understand this. Your pain is not proof that you are weak. Your pain is proof that you are on the brink of becoming someone stronger than you have ever been. Pain is the initiation. Pain is the invitation. Pain is the test that every warrior must pass before they rise. And that is why we begin here, at the gate. Because once you step through it, you can never go back to who you were before. This is more than a video. This is a journey. A journey into the spirit of the warrior, into the philosophy that shaped generations of samurai, into the deep, quiet power hidden inside the pain you've been avoiding your entire life. If you stay until the end, you will no longer see pain as a curse, but as a gift, a weapon, a compass, and perhaps even the path that leads you to the strongest version of yourself. So breathe in, stand tall, and walk with me. For on the warrior's path, everything begins with pain. In the dim hallways of old dojos, where incense burns slowly and the echo of wooden swords striking against each other filled the air, young samurai were introduced to a lesson few understood at first. Pain is not punishment. Pain is instruction. Long before they ever held a real katana, they were made to kneel for hours in stillness, their legs trembling, their backs aching, sweat dripping down their brows like rain on temple roofs. They endured the sting of repeated strikes from Bakken training swords, the heaviness of meditation in freezing dawn air, and the relentless discipline of breathing through discomfort until the body learned silence and the mind learned to obey. Why such harsh methods? Because every teacher knew what every warrior eventually discovers: pain is the first language of growth, the first whisper of transformation, the first mirror that reflects who you truly are beneath the mask of comfort. While the world sees pain as a signal to stop, a samurai sees it as a signal to look deeper. Pain reveals your weak points not to shame you, but to show you where strength must be built. It tells you what still needs refining, like impurities rising to the surface of molten steel. When your heart aches, it shows you what you care about. When your mind struggles, it shows you what you still must learn. When your body trembles, it shows you the limits you are ready to break. This is why the great warriors of Japan did not fear pain. They studied it, respected it, and listened to it with the humility of a disciple before a wise master. Pain never arrives without a message. It says, there is more inside you. It says, you can endure more than you think. It says, your story is not finished. But most people never hear the message because they run the moment pain appears, chasing distractions, comfort, and fake escapes. A samurai does the opposite. He stands still. He breathes. He watches pain as if watching an enemy from across a battlefield, learning its rhythm, its patterns, its purpose. Because when you understand pain, it loses its power to control you. And in that moment, when you stop resisting and start observing, you begin to see pain not as a barrier, but as the doorway to a higher version of yourself. A version with clarity, a version with resilience, a version with unshakable spirit. Modern life hides this truth behind convenience and instant gratification. But deep down, your soul still remembers it. That is why challenges haunt you until you face them. That is why wounds keep reopening until you learn the lesson they carry. That is why every time you avoid discomfort, something inside you grows smaller. The samurai say, pain is the shadow of awakening. And once you understand that, everything changes. Pain stops being something that happens to you and becomes something that happens for you. It becomes the silent teacher shaping the warrior you are destined to become. A true samurai never goes out searching for battles, yet he never turns his back when the battle arrives, because the warrior's path is not defined by conflict itself, but by the courage to face whatever destiny places before you. In the ancient teachings of Bushido, the courage of a warrior is not the absence of fear, but the willingness to walk forward, despite fear's shadow pressing cold against the spine. A samurai does not choose the easy path. He chooses the righteous one, the one aligned with honor, discipline, and inner truth. In the modern world, we are surrounded by messages telling us to avoid discomfort, to escape pain, to seek safety above all else. But Bushido whispers a different truth. When you run from pain, you dull your own blade. When you hide from hardship, your spirit becomes fragile. When you refuse the call of challenge, your soul forgets what it means to be alive. Acceptance is not passive suffering, it is the conscious, deliberate act of meeting reality with open eyes and an unshaken heart. Think of the samurai stepping onto the battlefield, dawn mist curling around his armor, knowing full well that life and death stand only an inch apart. Yet he moves forward, not because he is fearless, but because he understands the value of what he is protecting: honor, loyalty, purpose, and the vow he made to himself to never abandon his own potential. Today, our battles look different, but their weight is just as real. You face failures that crush your confidence. You face heartbreaks that fracture your sense of worth. You face loneliness that gnaws at your resolve. You face storms of anxiety and doubt that hit harder than any sword ever could. But the question that defines you as a warrior is not whether these battles come, it is how you rise after each one tries to break you. Warriors are not born from victory. They are forged in the moments when everything inside them whispers give up, and they choose again and again to stand. A samurai's character is not shaped by the number of opponents he defeats, but by the number of times he refuses to surrender his spirit, even when defeat seems certain. Avoiding pain only strengthens it. Running only gives it sharper teeth. But when you turn around, breathe deeply, and face it, something miraculous begins to happen. The pain that once terrified you becomes the fire that tempers you. Acceptance is the first step of mastery, because when you accept what is difficult, you reclaim your power from what you once feared. Modern life disguises Tron Chai as convenience, scrolling, distractions, addictions, constant noise. But deep down, you know these are merely shelters built out of fear. They protect nothing. They teach nothing. They only prolong the battle you must eventually fight. But when you stop running, when you plant your feet firmly like a warrior grounding himself before the strike, you will feel something ancient awaken inside you. The awareness that you are stronger than you ever believed, that you are capable of carrying more than you imagined, that your spirit has a depth you have yet to explore. This is the difference between the warrior and the wanderer. The wanderer avoids, the warrior accepts. The wanderer hides, the warrior confronts. The wanderer hopes life gets easier. The warrior hopes he gets stronger. Every time life wounds you, you are given a choice. Shrink or sharpen. Break or become unbreakable. A samurai chooses sharpening. He chooses resilience. He chooses to stand even when the world feels like it's collapsing. And if you are hearing these words now, perhaps a part of you is already standing on that same path, sensing that something inside you wants to evolve, wants to fight, endure, and rise. Remember, the warrior is not the one who never falls. The warrior is the one who rises every time the world tries to silence him. And in choosing to rise, again and again, you step fully onto the warrior's path where acceptance becomes strength, strength becomes purpose, and purpose becomes the unshakable core of who you are meant to become. In the path of the samurai, pain is not an enemy but a silent master, a mentor that speaks without words and teaches without mercy. Just as the katana is born from extreme temperatures, relentless folding, and countless blows of the hammer, the human spirit is carved into its strongest form only through adversity. A swordsmith does not fear the fire. He understands that without it, the steel will remain dull, soft, and unable to withstand the trials of battle. The same is true for you. Every hardship, every heartbreak, every betrayal you have endured has been part of your forging. When you were betrayed, it was not the universe turning against you. It was the training ground where you learned what loyalty truly means, a lesson that can only be understood by feeling its absence. When you were hurt, your suffering became the birthplace of compassion, for only those who have bled can understand the wounds of another. When you were rejected, it was life sharpening your persistence, teaching you that true determination is not proven in acceptance but in resilience after the doors slam shut. And when you lost something or someone precious, the emptiness that remained became a powerful reminder of what truly matters, stripping away illusions and revealing the essence of your values. Pain does not come to destroy you, it comes to reveal you. The fire of adversity burns away the unnecessary parts of your character, the arrogance, the naivete, the illusions until only the essential remains. This is why the samurai never ran from suffering. They saw pain as a sacred ritual of purification, the process through which the mind becomes sharp, the heart becomes deep, and the soul becomes unbreakable. A seasoned warrior once said, "A scar does not shame a samurai, it is the proof that he stood firm." Your scars, visible or invisible, are not marks of defeat. They are symbols of the battles you fought when no one was watching, the nights you survived when everything inside you wanted to give up, the storms that tried to drown you but failed. They show that you confronted life instead of hiding from it, that you walked through fire and came out shaped instead of shattered. Every struggle you endured added a new layer to your spirit, just as every fold of steel adds strength to the blade. Every disappointment chiseled your humility. Every humiliation forged your patience. Every fall strengthened your determination to rise again. And every heartbreak deepened your capacity for love, empathy, and understanding. Pain sharpens your perception. It teaches you to see people more clearly, to recognize truth from deception, to sense intentions behind actions. It trains your emotions the way a master trains his sword to be controlled, not reactive, to be precise, not chaotic. Through pain, you learn discipline. Through pain, you learn clarity. Through pain, you become someone who cannot be easily manipulated, broken, or swayed by the trivial concerns of the world. In the warrior's path, the purpose is not to eliminate pain, but to integrate it, to let it guide you into becoming someone stronger, wiser, and more anchored than before. For just as a blade achieves its brilliance only after surviving the furnace, so too does your character reveal its true sharpness only after enduring life's trials. Pain is the sharpening stone of the soul, the force that sculpts your mind into a weapon of clarity and resilience. Without it, you would remain untested, raw steel with potential but no edge. With it, you become something rare, a human being carved by experience, strengthened by suffering, and awakened by the very difficulties that once threatened to break you. And in this transformation lies one of the greatest truths of the warrior's path. The world does not honor the untested blade, it honors the one that has survived the fire. In the ancient discipline of Kenjutsu, the samurai believed that not all pain is equal. Some wounds weaken the spirit, but others strengthen it beyond measure. They divided pain into 3 sacred categories, 3 trials that every warrior must endure if he seeks to walk the path with honor. The first is the pain of discipline, the silent suffering that shapes strength long before the world sees it. This is the pain of rising before dawn when the body begs for rest, the pain of repeating the same technique thousands of times until muscle and mind move as one, the pain of resisting distraction, temptation, and laziness when it would be so easy to surrender. No one witnesses the samurai training in the cold night air, sweat freezing on his skin as he swings the blade over and over. No one applauds the lonely hours of practice. But this invisible labor is what turns fragile intention into unshakable mastery. Discipline is the grindstone that sharpens the warrior's edge, and its pain is the price of greatness. The second is the pain of reality, the wound that comes from facing yourself without illusion. This is perhaps the hardest pain of all, because it requires a warrior to confront his flaws instead of hiding behind pride. It is the pain of admitting your weaknesses, the pain of acknowledging your mistakes, and the pain of seeing the parts of yourself that you wish did not exist. Most people run from this pain, clinging to excuses, blame, and denial. But the samurai walks straight into it, because he knows that truth, even when it stings, is a weapon far sharper than any sword. By facing reality, the warrior becomes unbreakable. He learns to control his emotions instead of being controlled by them. He accepts responsibility instead of escaping it. He embraces humility, not humiliation, for he knows that growth cannot happen without honesty. The third is the pain of sacrifice, the pain that strips away all that is unnecessary so that only purpose remains. Every samurai understands that to gain something great, he must give something up: time, comfort, security, old habits, and sometimes even relationships that hold him back. A warrior cannot carry everything. A full pack slows the journey, and a crowded heart dilutes the mission. Sacrifice is the pain of letting go of who you used to be, so that you can become someone stronger, someone sharper, someone worthy of the battles ahead. It is the pain of choosing long-term honor over short-term pleasure. The pain of declining easy paths so you can walk the one that tests you. A samurai once said, "If the path you walk does not make you tremble with fear, then it is not the path of a warrior." These three pains, discipline, reality, sacrifice, are the pillars of the warrior's transformation. Discipline builds strength, reality builds wisdom, sacrifice builds purpose. Together, they forge a human being who does not crumble under pressure, but rises through it, who does not complain about difficulty but uses it as fuel, who does not fear suffering but understands that every step through pain is a step toward power. Modern life tries to shield you from discomfort, telling you that the goal is ease, pleasure, convenience. But the warrior's path rejects this illusion. A samurai knows that comfort is the enemy of evolution. The blade that stays sheathed never learns to cut. The body that avoids strain never becomes strong. The mind that fears truth never becomes wise. And the heart that refuses sacrifice never becomes heroic. When you embrace these three pains, you stop living like a victim and start living like a warrior. You become someone who can carry heavy responsibility without breaking, someone who can face life's storms without losing direction, someone who can walk into fear and emerge with courage carved into your bones. For pain, in these forms, is not punishment, it is preparation. It is the fire that tempers your character, the weight that strengthens your spirit, the teacher that shapes your destiny. And when you finally understand this, you no longer ask, "Why must I suffer?" Instead, like the samurai, you ask, "What is this pain trying to make me become?" Pain is universal. Suffering is universal. But the ability to transform that suffering into strength, that is the mark of a warrior. Anyone can break. Anyone can collapse under the weight of their wounds. But a samurai takes what was meant to destroy him and forges it into something unshakable. He does not numb pain. He does not run from it. He turns it into power. And to do that, he follows 4 timeless steps, 4 movements of the inner battle that every true warrior must master. The first is, observe to watch pain the way a samurai watches an enemy across the battlefield. Not panicking, not reacting, simply observing. Modern people feel pain and instantly rush to escape it through distraction, noise, indulgence, or denial. But the samurai knows that reacting blindly is how you lose the fight. So he pauses, he breathes, he studies the pain. Where did it come from? What triggered it? What does it reveal? By observing your pain, you regain control. You stop being overwhelmed by it and instead begin to understand its shape, its weight, its intention. Pain is no longer chaos, it becomes information. The second step is, accept to let pain exist without resistance, without anger, without self-pity. When a samurai steps onto the battlefield, he does not curse the existence of enemies. He accepts them as part of the path he has chosen. Pain is the same. When you accept pain, you remove its power to break you. You stop wasting energy denying reality, and instead you move with it, breathe with it, allow it to be what it is. Acceptance is not weakness. It is surrendering the illusion of control so that you can claim real control. When you accept pain, it stops being a prison and becomes a doorway. The third step is, understand to search for the lesson hidden within the suffering. Every pain carries a message, but only those who look for it will find it. The samurai never asks, "Why is this happening to me?" He asks, "What is this trying to teach me?" There is always a lesson. Failure teaches humility. Rejection teaches focus. Loss teaches appreciation. Betrayal teaches boundaries. Exhaustion teaches endurance. Pain is a brutal teacher, but it is also the most honest one. When you understand the lesson inside the wound, the pain stops being a threat and becomes a guide. The fourth and final step is integrate, to turn the lesson into action, into discipline, into strength. Pain that is understood but not applied is wasted. So the samurai takes what he has learned and uses it to sharpen his life. If the pain revealed a weakness, he trains it. If the pain revealed a mistake, he corrects it. If the pain revealed a value, he protects it. If the pain revealed a path, he walks it. Integration is where pain transforms from suffering into power. It is the moment the wound becomes wisdom, the scar becomes a story, the challenge becomes a foundation. This is the alchemy of the warrior, turning hardship into growth, turning fear into courage, turning loss into clarity, turning chaos into discipline. Through these 4 steps, observe, accept, understand, integrate, pain becomes the fuel that strengthens your spirit instead of the fire that burns you down. And in this transformation lies the essence of the samurai's path. The world tries to protect you from discomfort. The warrior uses discomfort to evolve. The world says pain is an obstacle. The warrior knows pain is a passage. And so when suffering arrives, the samurai does not ask for it to leave. He nods to it like an old teacher and says, "Show me how to become stronger." This is how pain becomes a gift. This is how the warrior rises. The samurai believed that the path filled with thorns is the path fate has chosen for you, the path only a warrior is meant to walk. Pain is not a punishment, it is a signal. It appears in your life at the exact moment you are standing on the edge of transformation, when you are shedding an old version of yourself and stepping into a stronger one. Every time life pushes you to your limit, it is not trying to destroy you, it is trying to rebuild you. Pain does not arrive when you are weak. It arrives when you are ready to grow. And that is why the samurai never curses hardship. He greets it like a messenger of destiny. He understands that no rebirth happens without fire, no blade becomes sharp without pressure, no warrior becomes wise without being tested. Pain is not the enemy of your path. It is the path. It is the gate you must pass through to meet the person you were meant to become. So if right now you are hurting, breaking, or fighting battles no one else sees, breathe, steady your stance, lift your head. You are closer to your transformation than you think. The wound you carry is proof that you are stepping into a new chapter. The struggle you feel is the weight of your old self dying, and the fear you sense is the final guardian at the doorway of growth. So smile, not because the road is easy, but because you finally understand its meaning. Pain is not here to pull you backward, it is here to push you forward. It is the hand of fate sharpening your spirit, preparing your courage, and carving your purpose. Tighten your grip on the sword, keep your breath calm, take the next step. For the warrior, pain is not the end of the journey, it is the beginning of becoming unstoppable.